who may be in this room. We believe you are hiding in plain sight.
Keep your babies close to you. There's something out there.
What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris, and today's missing person case is Don. Also, today's person of interest is Olivia. Today's missing person case is Corey.
What's going on there, ma'am? We have a kidnapping. Hurry, please.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Chris with Monsters Under Our Bed. I cover murder, mystery, to the paranormal. If you guys can hear me all right, please put a 1 in the chat. And today is a special day. We got Jennifer Rochelle's birthday today, so if you can, give her a special happy birthday wish. Adjust this mic just a little bit here. Awesome. Okay, so before we get started, I always like to feature the missing. So we have Talem Berry, who went missing on October 9th of this year. He's just 4 years old. I believe his father is the one who took him. It's Raymond Berry, who is 39 years old. Here's 2 pictures of what he looks like with facial hair and without. It looks like his father, Raymond Berry, was prepared to live off the grid. He was taken out of Sydney, Montana, but could be anywhere from Colorado to Washington. Ray, the father, suffers from PTSD and is untreated, so do not approach. If anybody has any tips, please call 406-433-2210. He is also driving this green 1995 Ford 350 with Montana license plate F0016. He does have a felony warrant out for custodial interference. So that's the father, and that is Talem Berry. All right, before we get started, today we're going to cover the quadruple homicide that happened in Idaho a few days ago. Before we get started, though, I'm going to quickly just play my affiliate, Liquid IV, and then we'll get started. What's up, Mob Crew? How would you like to feel better about what you put into your body? This all-new product called Liquid IV is taking hydration to the next level. Liquid IV's Hydration Multiplier is a great tasting daily electrolyte drink mix that utilizes the breakthrough science of cellular transport technology to deliver hydration to your bloodstream faster and more efficiently than water alone. Just add the non-GMO electrolyte powder to your water and let CTT do the rest. It comes in tons of different flavors like strawberry, grape, lemon, lime, and much more. Just add the powder to water and get the hydration your body deserves. They have powder for energy, hydration, and even one to help you sleep better. If you'd like to learn more
or purchase some, go to this link down in the description of this video. And if you use the code TheMobCrew during your checkout, you can save up to 20% on your next order. Hydrate now with Liquid IV. Thank you.
Okay, so special shout out to Liquid IV. What's cool, if you click the link that's down in the description, it actually automatically incorporates the discount code. So all you have to do is actually just pick out what you want, and it should say right at the top that the code's already been put in. So that's what's kind of nice about that, working with them. So if not, then if you just go through the normal site, just use the Mob Crew. All right, so let's get started here. We'll play just a short video just to kind of give you an idea of what, if you haven't heard about this tragedy. Let's play just a little opening here.
What we do know is the home where these victims were found on Sunday is where the 3 female students live. We've also learned that the male victim in this case was dating one of the female students and was spending the night there. This happened overnight Saturday and early into Sunday morning, but the victims were found closer to noon on Sunday afternoon. And we know the home where this happened is very close to the University of Idaho campus. And up until now, the community has really had a lot of questions because of some kind of mixed messaging from the police department on what they've learned.
Okay, so actually this happened a week ago. Gosh, I've been sick for over a week, so I'm still trying to recuperate. So just kind of recap. So there was 4 victims. There was Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapman, and Xana Kernoodle. They were students at University of Idaho who lived at a nearby off-campus residence in Moscow, Idaho. It's a college town of about 25,000 people. They had 2 other roommates at the residence. It's a 3-floor, 6-bedroom apartment. So here's a picture of them here together. And so I'll play, let's see. I'll play a little bit of the press conference that they had. I'm not going to play the whole thing. And then we'll get into what's the latest since the press conference.
Found closer to noon on Sunday afternoon, and we know the home where this happened is very close to the University of Idaho campus. And up until now, the community has really had a lot of questions because of some kind of mixed messaging from the police department on what they've learned.
For the residents, the facts of the case that we know right now. We know that these homicides occurred in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th. Around noon, Moscow officers received a call of an unconscious person. Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapman, Xana Kernoodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves inside the residence on King Road. The 4 were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence. Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene. Investigators are working to develop a timeline to relevant events. Autopsies are taking place today on all the victims so we can continue to gather evidence and solve the crime. Investigators are working to follow up on all leads and to identify a person of interest. Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims. We do not have a suspect at this time, and that individual is still out there. We cannot say that there's no threat to the community, and as we have stated, please stay vigilant, report any suspicious activity, and be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there and just give you just an overview timeline of kind of what occurred. So you guys can see this. And then after today's show, we're going to do a members only live probably about an hour from now. So if you're a member, please, if you have some time, stick around after the show. Okay, so a week ago, Saturday the 12th, that night, so since there was 4 people, these ladies, Chapman and Kernodle, had went to a bar near campus, and then Ethan and Mogan went to Ethan and Xana. They went to a different party over here, and that was just the night before. And then on Sunday, November 13th, Mogan and Goncalves ordered at a late night food truck at about 1:41 a.m. The food truck's live Twitch stream shows, and we'll play that video. They ordered about $10 worth of carbonara from the Grub Truckers, and then they sat around for about 10 minutes waiting for their food. As they waited, they could be seen chatting with each other and some other people standing by the truck. Ethan and Xana were home at this time, apparently. So here's, let me see if I got the clip here. There it is.
It's amusing though. It's fun to watch other people dance. Yeah. Have a good night. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I think I would like the carbonara.
Okay.
But if I have like a free grub truck on my like app.
Oh, yep. So what you want to do is, we'll actually.
So I want to pause it real quick. So I'm just kind of getting caught up on this story because I just started researching it yesterday. I've heard of it, but haven't really dove into it much. But from what I understand, that they're kind of thinking this guy is a little bit suspect. I mean, I'm sure anybody that's they talked to or anybody that was around him days prior would be a person of interest, obviously. But I've heard that this guy is kind of a lot of people are pointing him out.
Do this.
Cool. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, hoodie guy was cleared, I believe. Okay.
How many more do you need?
Okay, Bug Club says not cleared, but not a person of interest. Okay.
Maybe I didn't have a free one.
It's right here.
And then what was the next?
Don't forget to remove the spoon.
The
Carbonara.
carbonara Mac of the week.
Okay, he was cleared. Okay.
And then click see rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you do not quite have enough points yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I do have a big burrito pork here for you.
Cool. Thank you.
Order 78. Thank you very much. Where'd the pen go, guys? Where's my pen? How are you guys doing?
You can definitely see why.
You prepared, Derek.
It's because I try not to forget my
Okay, so here they are here.
That's smart, Derek. It's probably good to not lose your.
And yeah, as soon as they went over, so everybody's saying he's cleared. Okay. But yeah, we'll play back. It is interesting though, because he is hovering back here, and as soon as they get their ticket, he does move over.
Cool. Thank you.
Order 78. Thank you very much. Where'd the pen go, guys? Where's my pen?
Now, some are associating him with Jack, like one of the former boyfriends of one of the victims. I don't know if that is Jack. If you guys know in the chat, let me know.
How are you? I'm doing fantastic. You prepared, Derek.
But yeah, he did move over.
because I try not to forget my wallet. It's a good reason.
That's smart, Derek. It's probably good to not lose your wallet. Guys, fuck yeah, great ticket times, honestly. Like, Luke, Tebow, really solid. Order 85. Thank you.
Can I do that?
Those two just kissed. Oh, those two guys just kissed.
Derek.
It's because I try not to forget my wallet. It's a good reason.
That's smart, Derek. It's probably good to not lose your wallet. Guys, fuck yeah, great ticket times, honestly. Like, Luke, Tebow, really solid. Order 85.
Okay, so it looks like they got their food and they're gone.
I do have a big burrito, but I'm never really big fries and cheese sauce. Can I get it with that? That's Chipotle slaw
Yes.
I could see why.
And no
without
salt.
the onion salsa.
No salt.
That is interesting. I could see why people are. This is the first time really watching this. I've seen just like a part of this. I could see why he would be kind of a person of interest, or at least in the early stages, because it seems like as soon as they leave, he starts to leave. It's kind of interesting.
Yes, you absolutely can. No salt. No salt.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I only saw like probably half of that. So that's the first time watching the whole thing. There is another view of that.
That's the second one? Awesome.
Dawn's mom. Oh, wait. Yeah, one.
Maybe I
Here.
didn't have a few.
It's right here.
Okay, so it looks like they're blurred out the victims here.
The carbonara Mac of the Week.
Here, I'll grab it for you.
Excellent. And then click See Rewards.
Enjoy.
And it looks like you do not quite have enough points yet.
Is the police department, our investigators, aware of that video, and has it helped put together that timeline?
We are aware of that video, and it has helped. It gives.
Okay, so I'm gonna close that real quick. Give a shout out here, Copper Cowgirl. I love that name. Welcome to Little Monsters. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We'll be doing a members only live after this live here. And oh my gosh, Intrigue Manor. Thank you so much for becoming a member and supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, so we'll finish kind of playing. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, but I'm going to play the first part of the press conference and then skip to where they ask the questions, which I think is kind of the most important. Let me close this. Okay, where we left off.
What we do know, or what we don't know, excuse me, the identity and location of the suspect, the location of the knife or any clothing that was worn by the suspect. Currently, we have 25 plus investigators working this case, as well as assistance from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Idaho State Police. We're reviewing video that has been collected, but we are asking citizens to contact us with any information you may have that will help in this investigation. Once again, we're asking anyone with a tip to call the tip line at 208-883-7180. At this time, I would like to introduce the University of Idaho President, Scott Green.
Thank you, Chief Fry. I'm Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho, and with me is Tori Lawrence. He's our Provost, and Blaine Eccles, our Dean of Students, will be available for questions after all of the statements are made. The crime, to us, this crime and the loss of these young lives is just simply beyond comprehension. While our small community is certainly not immune to such things, it's not a situation our close-knit campus is used to dealing with. First, my deepest condolences to the families.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Yeah, that's interesting, and we'll talk about that after the video.
And friends of Ethan, Kaylee, Zena, and Madison.
All right, I'm going to skip this forward here just because we're kind of...
Or engaging those who find comfort in staying busy interacting with their...
Director of the Idaho State Police. And as we have this discussion today, I'd like to express my appreciation for your attendance here, because it's important, vitally important, that we get the information that we have out to the public. Crime knows no boundaries, and these murders have shaken us to our very core. You heard the university president as well as the chief of police talk about this small community, and it's a very close, tight-knit community.
Wow.
And our hearts break for the families that lost their loved ones, the University of Idaho, the Moscow community, and even within our entire state. Be assured, the Idaho State Police is firmly in support of the work that the Moscow Police Department is doing, and we are providing every resource that we can to make sure that this comes to a conclusion, and that the person or people that this are responsible are brought to justice. It's so important that you understand that this takes a team effort. This is teamwork with the university, with the Moscow City Police Department, the Latah County Sheriff's Office, the Idaho State Police, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It takes everybody to be able to do this, and it's a balancing act.
Yeah, I know some of you probably have seen this already. Since this is the first time covering this case on this channel, I just wanted to do kind of a recap on this. So, like I said, I'm not playing the entire thing. I'm going to kind of skip it forward to where they ask the questions.
Evidence will get that. So,
one last question, if I could.
And has it helped put together that timeline?
We are aware of that video, and it has helped. It gives us a time and space where we know that 2 of our victims were, and that helps us a ton, and we'll continue to follow up all leads that we can and continue to gather those.
Any indication of a party at the home that night?
And this will be the last one, okay, I understand. Not that we know of, not at the home. We know that the other, let me get the names exactly right here. We know that Zaina and Ethan were at a different party on campus. But that timeline will still help us if other people know about that.
Thank you.
Chief Wright, John Webb with KHQ. On September 12th, there was a vandal alert that was sent out about a potential stabbing threat on Paradise Path. Does this have any connection with what we've seen so far?
Not that we know of it, but we're following up every lead. Every piece of information we get, we are following up to ensure that nothing has gone unturned. We want to have the individual identified, who is the suspect of this eventually. So we are literally looking into every aspect of everything.
And you guys have said repeatedly that there's no threat to the public, but we don't know who the suspect is. We don't know where he's at. How is there no threat to the public at this point?
Well, that's kind of an unknown. Like I said, we took the information that we had at the time, but we do need to be aware the individual is still out there, right? We need to be vigilant. We need to watch out for our neighbors. We're a community policing community. We've said that for years, and it's a community that watches out for each other. And we need to continue to do that until we can close this off and make an arrest.
Why has there been such limited information over the past couple days? I mean, we're almost 4 days into this. Why has it been so limited?
Yeah, it's a difficult, we have a lot of information coming in, and, you know, we have tried to push out some information through press releases, but the reality is, I probably should have been standing here a day or so ago, but I'm here now. We're going to continue to be here. We're going to continue to give you the information we can. We care about this community. I care about this community.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I can't even imagine. Thank you so much, Emma Simmons, for becoming a member. You're so awesome. There's one other thing I wanted to. Thank you so much, Tidbit. Yes, I do got some screenshots of inside the house, obviously, from Zillow, and then I've got screenshots or pictures from just around the house and kind of the layout, basically, of the scene. So we'll listen to a little bit more of this, and then we'll kind of get up to the recent updates. They're kind of coming from everywhere, so it's kind of tough to tell what's like fact or not. So, but we'll touch on that in here in just a minute.
I've worked here for 27 years. I want this community to be the safest community around. So
The mayor's called it a crime of passion. Is there any indication that that's true?
we're looking into every aspect of this. I'm not going to stipulate whether it's one thing or another. We're going to continue to investigate. And
That's not us. That's just the video.
Evidence will get that. So,
one last question, if I could, Chief. Have we looked at any boyfriends or any ex-boyfriends, any spouses as a potential suspect?
I will tell you, we are looking at everyone. Every tip we get, every lead we get. There's no one that we're not going to talk to. There's no one we're not going to interview. There's no one that we're not going to look into. And we're going to do our due diligence. We're going to make sure that nothing goes unturned and that we do everything we can with the assistance of all the resources we have to get a final answer.
Thanks, Chief Wright.
So there were, sorry, I'm Emma Epperly with the Spokes Interview. Hi. So there were other roommates who lived at that residence. Were the roommates home at the time of the attack?
There was other people home at that time, but we're not just focusing just on them. We're focusing on everybody that may be coming and going from that residence.
So since they were home, was it a hostage situation?
No, it was not.
So if you haven't heard the update, I mean, this is a big update, but they were, I think all 4 victims were asleep. I believe a few of them did have defensive wounds, so they probably woke up. God, I can't imagine having to go through that. And then this family, yeah, it's absolutely terrible.
And then they didn't call it into police, so were they injured?
They were not injured, but like I said, we're still following up with everybody that could have been in that area.
And how can you say it's a targeted attack if you don't have a suspect?
Like I said, we take the totality of the situation. We try to make the best bit of information we can with everything that comes in, and then we make our decision off of that. So at this time, I'm not going to expand upon that. But like I've said, we do have a suspect out somewhere, and we are looking for that individual to solve this.
Hi, Rachel Sun, Northwest Public Broadcasting. I just want to clarify something you said earlier. Over the past couple of days, the information that we've been getting is there's not a threat to the public. Then earlier I heard you say you can't be sure that there is no threat. I just want to clarify what your stance is on that at this time.
So we still believe it's a targeted attack. But the reality is there's still a person out there who committed 4 horrible, horrible crimes. So I think we got to go back to.
So basically saying he doesn't think there's a serial killer, but it's always possible. Paul K says, I don't think anyone has asked, was there CCTV in the house? Amazing show. Thank you so much, Paul K, for the $5 and the support. Yeah, so that's what we'll do a little bit later on is look and see. I always like to do a little map time and see what's around the neighborhood and see if we can find any cameras. I mean, I'm sure they have FBI work in this case, so I'm sure they've already 20 steps ahead, but it's crazy for a whole week to pass or almost a week, I guess, and still haven't solved this. So I'll play just a little bit more, and then we'll jump and look at the where it happened.
There is a threat out there still, possibly. We don't know. We don't believe it's going to be to anybody else, but we all have to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're watching out for each other.
Okay, and then one other follow-up.
Wait, what? The Liquid IV ad is playing over the audio, Chris? Is everything good? I don't think that is. Valerie Miller says, I've seen the video multiple times and I'm thinking they invited him back to their house when they left together. He's suspicious to me. Oh, so I think you're talking about the hooded guy, possibly? Yeah, possibly. Thank you so much for the $5. No ad here. Okay, yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, there's shouldn't be. Okay. So let's look at the layout. Gosh, it's already 1:30. So we played the video. So this is because it's 3 floors. Let's look at the front real quick, and then we'll read this real quick. What's a good front picture? Okay, so here's kind of just a street view of the home here. So it looks like there's a door. So this would be obviously the first floor, second floor, third floor. Now, where the murders took place were on the second and third floor. And if you go around to the side here, there is a porch door, which is this door here. So I think there's 2 entrances that I know of, unless there's a balcony on the third floor. We can kind of look at the layout here. So this is from Zillow. This is the actual apartment. So here we got the kitchen. So it's a 3-bedroom, six bedroom, 3-bath, excuse me. Looks like one of the bedrooms here, which this looks like it's on the ground floor. So I'm assuming maybe 2 bedrooms per floor. And then a bathroom on each floor, I would assume. And what's interesting is this is the side where the patio door is to the second floor. And the first thing that sticks out is that evidence tape there. Maybe, hopefully, they get it like a fingerprint or something. Ooh, BTK. I love talking BTK. BTK started his killing career by killing an entire family. True. This could be start of a suspect's killing career. This reminds me of Bundy, Chi Omega. Huh. Let's just hope not. Let's just hope this is some stupid jealousy thing, and unfortunately there was more than one casualty. Alana D says, yes, there is a balcony on the 3rd floor. Okay, that's what I was thinking, because I think I have some more pictures here. Close that. Okay, so we looked at those ones. Okay, here. Oh, yep, that's right. Okay, so here's a look at the side. So you have the 1st floor, and then it looks like there's a fence here. I'm assuming there's probably some kind of gate, maybe somewhere that opens up. Maybe not. Then you have, it's not a very tall fence, 4 or 5 foot tops. So yeah, you've got the patio door here where we see evidence tape that was up on this here. And then, yeah, you're right, 3rd floor. And then you also have a ladder sitting right there. So kind of interesting. Okay. So it looks like this happened. So obviously, the one couple was out at the what were they at the grub truck, and then they got home sometime before 2 a.m. Because they ordered food shortly after 1. I think it was like 1:41 when they ordered their food, and then they had arrived home sometime after or around 2 a.m. And then I believe the crime occurred sometime before 2 or 3. And then around noon Sunday, about 9 hours later, is when the first 911 call came in about an unconscious person. Of course, they were not unconscious, they were dead. Police did not say who called 911. Arriving officers found the door to the residence open and discovered the bodies of 4 fatally stabbed students. There was no sign of forced entry or damage. There's just a couple of looks at the scene here. So that's the back patio here. And then just a look at the front. Standing by the fence to the side there. Another look at the porch area here. Okay. Kemper was the co-ed killer. These guys think they're special. Yeah. Yeah, co-ed killer was different. He picked up, he usually pick up hitchhikers or give someone a ride from the campus or, and yeah, interesting. Yeah, Edmund Kemper, very interesting serial killer. Just checking the chat real quick. So, so some of the latest news. So I'm going to play this video, and then we'll get on to what's the recent news today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. Tonight, 5 days after the attack on 4 college students near the University of Idaho campus, just into our newsroom here shortly, we are learning new details from the late.
So I don't think it was an Uber driver. So a private party gave them a ride. So that's something that was has been changed. It wasn't an Uber driver that drove the one couple home. It was actually a private party, from what I've recently read.
Utah County Coroner's Office. However, we still have many remaining questions. Now, tonight we have team coverage of this breaking news. Amanda Rowley live at the house on King Road where those bodies were found with new details on this murder investigation. Janelle Finch is also in Moscow tonight with how the community is reacting. First, though, we turn to Mark Hanrahan, who is joining us here in the KREM 2 studio with what we've learned from the Coroner's Office this afternoon. Mark?
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Whitney. In the last hour, we received the cause and manner of death for all 4 murder victims. So take a look at this new information right here. The cause of death for Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, it's all listed as murder by stabbing. All were pronounced dead at...
Yeah, I think they've changed that. We'll double check, but I think it was originally Uber, but now they say it's just a private party.
Noon on Sunday. Moscow police did say yesterday that all victims had been stabbed. The autopsy report confirms this, and it's now a murder investigation.
We'll look into
what
it
we
for
still
sure.
don't know, based on this report, is what time the victims were found. We don't know where in the home they were stabbed, where they were in the house, or if any of them fought back. We don't know who called 911. We don't know if one victim seemed to be more of a target than the others. These are all questions we have continued to ask Moscow police. Police officers have said they are keeping many of the details private right now to make sure they don't compromise their investigation, but we will continue to ask questions and bring you the very latest information just as soon as we get that. Whitney?
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Now, the bodies of 20-year-old Xana Kernodle, 21-year-old Madison Mogan, 21-year-old Kaylee Gonsalves, and 20-year-old Ethan Chapin were all found in a house just steps away from the University of Idaho campus. That was around noon on Sunday. Police have been keeping a lot of that information close, as we said, regarding this investigation. At a press conference just yesterday, the Moscow police chief laid out what they are willing to share with the public. Police confirmed all 4 students killed by a knife. However, they have not recovered that weapon. They also confirmed the victims were the only ones in the house when the bodies were found. 2 other roommates, though, were home at the time. Police say they were not hurt. They also believe there was no forced entry into the home. They gave more details about the scene just yesterday.
Okay, so we already looked at that. Yeah, let me read some of these things that I snagged. Okay, so there was multiple phone calls made during that night after 2. So I found this at 2:26. Kaylee starts to call Jack, which is, I believe, an ex-boyfriend. Kaylee calls Jack 6 times between 2:26 a.m. to 2:44 and made another call to that person at 2:52, she said. One of Kaylee's roommates, Madison Mogan, also made 3 calls to the same person, 2:44 and 2:52 a.m. Goncalves said Mogan was also among the students found dead that day. Okay, so Kaylee's sister told Inside Edition that her sibling and Madison had started making calls to Jack, who she described to be a young man about 2:30 on the morning of the brutal massacre. And then I just read that. Photos on social media posted by Kaylee show her with a young man named Jack. However, it is unclear whether this is the same person she and Madison had been calling. So I guess I just saw somebody say that there's like two Jacks and 1 Jake. So if that could not be any more confusing. Has been revealed that Kaylee may have also had a stalker, the 21-year-old complaining about this person just months before her death. So yeah, there was, I believe, at least 1 or 2 that were complaining of stalking before this happened. Okay, so the 4 were allegedly stabbed to death between 3 and 4. Kaylee's sister, we just talked about, started making calls to Jack. Mark Furman talks about, I can't even believe I'm mentioning that name, about the stalker, and then we read that. County coroner described the killings as personal, which we've kind of known about. Now this, I have no idea. I found this, so please just take this with a grain of salt, and trigger warning, massive trigger warning. I have no idea where this has come from, but I've seen this been posted. Let me know if you guys know the context of this, but I know part of this is true, but I don't know. So they said they found blood on the walls. There is a picture. I'm not going to show it, where you can actually see the blood seeping through outside of the building. But this says that there was blood on the walls, and it said pigs, die white women. They were hogtied first and tortured to death. I don't know if this is true, but it has been like posted a lot, so I have no idea. My friend saw someone lurking outside her dorm room at night and called the cops. Everyone is on edge. Okay, and where was that other article? Okay, let's switch over to this. I believe this is where, maybe this is where I've read it. Okay. So let's see. Is this the one that I already talked about? Okay, so an hour before the 4 students were stabbed to death, 2 of them called someone multiple times, who is Jack. Let's make sure I'm not going over the same thing. The 2 girls. Okay, so they talk about the night before where they had been at a bar. Yeah, it's weird. I did read somewhere about that they said it wasn't an Uber driver. I want to find that. Said 2 other roommates have been killing. 2 other women roommates were home during the killing. So there's 2 other females that were not killed, that were on the first floor. The surviving roommates, however, were not the ones who called 911. Huh. Interesting. Okay, maybe it was in this one. Okay, let's see. So detectives have conducted 38 interviews with people who may have information about the killings, and took contents of 3 dumpsters on the road the house was located on in case there was evidence. Investigators also asked local businesses if there had been any recent purchase of a fixed-bladed knife. There were no suspects. Okay, so this is partly confirmed. So Latah County coroner says she saw lots of blood on the wall when she arrived at the scene. She confirmed there were multiple stab wounds on each body, likely from the same weapon, but did not disclose how many wounds. Stab wounds on the hand of at least 1 victim, so defensive wounds. She said there was no sign of SA on the bodies during the autopsy. They held a vigil the other day. Check it. Make sure I don't go over the same stuff. Percent off the pack. Okay, so police said Wednesday they could not definitely determine the public was not at risk, which we just kind of went over that video. Oh, yeah, I really don't. Okay, new timeline. Okay, maybe it was in this part. Okay, so I'm going to read this because I swear I read something where they said that it wasn't a Uber. So the information available regarding the case has been frustrating. On live Twitch video, we've seen them ordering the food. Joseph Woodall, who manages the food truck, told the two students did not seem in distress or danger. Later Sunday morning, the four were killed inside their home. Okay, so most of that article is most of the same. Interesting though. So here's a picture of them and the family. Okay, so it's the father of one of them. Okay, so let's look at the latest here. Oh, that was so weird. I swear I'd seen something about the Uber thing. Let's look at the latest real quick here. Curious about the phone call though. That is really interesting. This is who is Jack. So someone said that there's like 2 Jacks and 1 Jake. Describe it as a younger man. If there's any new information on this. Okay, so yeah, this is the one that we've been kind of showing. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, ads. Go away. This is not going to pop up, but yeah, there's our mystery hooded man. So some people are associating him with Jack. Okay, I do not know what's going on there. That's crazy. Holosha says, I did see that they confirmed all victims located in bed, said by female official on video. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I had a 3-story house in Colorado. Top floor is oblivious to the bottom floor. So yeah, people are wondering why the other 2 didn't hear anything, and that would maybe just because they were asleep, especially a stabbing. Maybe the perpetrator covered their mouth, and so while they were trying to scream, and then would stab them. We'll look at the neighborhood here. We'll do a little map time. So here is what it looks like. You get caught up in the chat here. Okay, sister confirmed it was a viewer. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's weird. I found something that I know I read it. Maybe it was some early rumor or something. Before, let's see, what time do we got? Oh my gosh, time is flying by. Okay, before we do that, so on this channel, we're trying to kind of lighten up because we're always covering bad stuff. So I thought it'd kind of make it fun to take a quick break and do a little, a new thing I call crazy and useless facts. So let's quickly switch over to that real quick. Okay, so just go over a couple for today, just to lighten the mood. So on average, 100 people choke to death on ballpoints every year. So for those that like to chew them, please don't eat them. Because I am one of those guys that have to like chew on something when they're nervous. Second crazy fact of the day, a dentist invented the electric chair. So here you have a dentist chair back in the day, And on the right is the electric chair. That was invented by Dr. Alfred P. Southwick. So if you go into the dentist and he starts shaving your head, run. Okay, and one more. Dr. Seuss invented the word nerd. This is actually surprised me. I did not know this. This came from one of the books where there's a picture and it's got a nerd. Also, if it wasn't that, it was going to be either Nurgle, Preep, or Prue. So I'm glad they chose a nerd in the actual drawing. So, anyway, so that's 3 crazy / useless facts of the day for you guys to know. All right, to finish off the latest here. So let's just take a little bit of map time here. Get a little look at the layout of the street. So here's the layout. Unfortunately, we can't go any closer. So it looks like here's your the first floor, obviously, and then let's see. Maybe if we go, I can't tell if there's like. Oh, that sucks. Oh, actually. Okay, so there's a way to kind of like walk up, but then there's kind of like a fence. There's also a spot. Now this particular road, which is interesting, keep this in mind. This particular road, there's no outlet. So there's only one way to come in and one way to go out. So that is actually interesting. So hopefully, especially if they're driving a car, maybe somebody will come forward and had seen something. Because, like I said, I believe this dead ends. Let me look at the map real quick here. Oh, that took me nowhere. I wanted to go back there. Yeah, it is a dead end. Okay. Okay, so here's the road. This, and I think this is as well. Yeah, so this is it for this little street. So pretty much you would take a left, and then the house is just right past this one here. So this is a dead end. Both these roads are both no outlets. So the main way coming in would be this street if they took a vehicle of some kind. And there is tons of residents. You would think maybe one of them would have maybe like an e-ring, doorbell cam, or even just a security cam. That looks like a kind of. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a security cam, but I'm not sure. Actually, no, that's some kind of little. Let's see, what is this right here? You would think something like this, like a sorority house, would or campus home would have some kind of security surveillance. But I never went to college, so I don't know. But just taking a peek around here, and then you have this giant complex. You would think some of these places would have some kind of security system. Looks like possibly a floodlight. But as you can see, when you come up here, it says no out. Oh, I don't know why it's no outlet. So one way in, one way out. See, it looks like this kind of wraps around the back end of the house. Maybe we can see something. Okay, so that's where we're facing. So that's the one home. So the home would have been right behind this home. So let's see. If they were on foot. So this kind of takes you right behind if they did like leave on foot, it looks like they would have had to. It'd been really tough if they were on foot and had to leave heading on. I guess this would be south up a hill here. So it's not like there's just like a wooded area or a little forest that they can just sneak through. So I think it's most likely this perpetrator would have had to backtrack out of that no outlet. Zoom back out here. So if you guys can see, this is the pin, the red pin. That's where the make this bigger. You guys can see it here. So the red pin is where the home's located at. As you can see, it's a dead end. If the perpetrator did go on foot, he's got all these neighborhoods he would have had to probably climb over multiple fences. If they were on foot. But if not, if they were driving, there's really only one way out, and then it's still kind of not many routes to go. So you would think hopefully one of these houses or places that are close to the residence have a camera or something. Or hopefully there's evidence at the scene. I'm sure with how many, with their help from the FBI, hopefully they got the resources they need. So this is so here's the University of Idaho where it kind of starts because it's just outside of campus here. So what time is it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost 2. Wow, it feels like we just started. Let me just see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, AC. Okay, yeah, that white tube. Yeah. Tried to find the word for it. But yeah. Could be someone in the neighborhood, possibly. I would go on a limb and say they know the area because that would be, like I said, that's kind of just one way in, one way out. Make sure I can. That's a dead end there. So, oops. All right, headset came out. All right, let's see if there's any new updates. We'll quickly take a look at. So CBS. It's kind of new. So the students were killed with a larger knife. FIS officers have not identified a suspect or found the weapon. Okay, and that's it for that. Okay, interesting. So, dear friends, okay, so is this from the sister? As most of you have probably heard by now, our cousin, excuse me. My cousin, Xana, was a victim in the horrendous crime that occurred in the morning hours of November 13th off campus. Thank you all for, thank you to all who have reached out to express your condolences and offer help. Most of you know me well. know that I rarely ask for help, but at this time, more than ever, I am pleading for help from anyone who is reading this message. I implore those of you who are willing and able to join us this Sunday, November 20th. So that is tomorrow in Moscow. We will be handing out and posting flyers around the community and campus, urging people to share any piece of information. Okay. No matter how small or insignificant this may be, I think this is a smart idea. Let's just hope they don't do it the way they did with the Kylie Rodney. Let's just hope the officers are there and they can do it anonymously if they have to. Additionally, we are organizing a group to carefully and respectfully walk through the abattoirs of the campus to search for any clues that might help the police. For those who want to help, please email me. And so, anybody that's there, I'll have to post that for anybody that's in Idaho. So that's not too far. That's only 6 hours away because Idaho is just north of me. Okay, so something new from Court TV. Let's play this real quick.
Students were found brutally murdered. I'm here at the home where 4 University of Idaho students
Sorry, it's kind of low.
were brutally murdered less than a week ago. This is what the scene looks like right now. It's still very active. It's roped off with the police tape. There's media from all over the nation. You can see the police presence. There's crime scene investigators. When police responded home November 13th, they say the front door was open. They report no signs of forced entry. We can see that the door handle has some sort of a security key code on it. You can also see out front what we presume to be the victim's vehicles still parked in front of the home. The autopsies confirm that all 4 victims were brutally stabbed. It was a very bloody scene, as you can imagine, because we were able to notice at the back of the house
Oh, I showed the picture.
through the walls. And for all the latest details from here in Moscow, Idaho, tune in to Court TV.
Okay.
I'm here at the home.
Sorry, she speaks very soft, but it's basically said the same stuff. She says the victims' vehicles are still parked there. Pretty much everything we know already. Exit out of this. So Kaylee and Madison driven. Oh, see, this is where I saw it. So Kaylee and Madison driven home by a private party. Like I said, I've seen this in a couple of places. I thought I was going crazy. Yeah, so like I said, I've seen a couple of things, but maybe this is early time. But I've seen a couple of articles that say that the Uber has now been changed to private party. So I don't know what that means. So yeah, sorry guys, that it was very low. But she didn't say anything really new. But so yeah, we'll have to look into that. We'll just either way, they're driving it home. I mean, still Uber is a private party, so maybe they're just changing the wording on it, maybe. But I know I've seen that somewhere else where they said that it wasn't an Uber driver. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what they say. Okay, interesting. Could loud music been a key factor? Consider this perhaps an annoyed neighbor annoyed by loud music. In one outburst killed the... no. I mean, people are crazy. I don't know if they slaughter 4 people because of music. Yeah. Yeah, especially if they're sleeping, that wouldn't make sense. I wish I could find the original article where I saw them talking about this Uber driver thing. I'd like to know. Years. So people, yeah, that's something else. Okay, I'm gonna look at one more article and no, I think I've already see if there's anything else new on this. Investigators, food truck. Oh, this is interesting. It's something I haven't heard. So investigators say there's nothing that appears to have been stolen from the victims or the home. So clearly, this is what you would call a targeted attack. Um, what's his face? The Golden State Killer. He would typically steal some stuff to make it look like a burglary gone wrong. That was kind of his MO. That's weird. I wish I could find that one article though. But yeah, we'll just still say it's yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Uber drivers are technically private parties though, so I just saw it somewhere. I wish I could have find it. Like I said, I'd seen a article where it said the Uber thing was uh debunked, but that could have been, like I said, it could have been a bad article or something. But they used the word private party, so it's interesting because that would be a lead. If not, I would think. Let's see, what time is it? 2:07. So I am going to. Oh my gosh, like time flew. Oh my gosh, there's so much to this case, and like I said, I just barely started researching it late last night, so I know there's still quite a bit to it, and I'm definitely going to deep dive more, probably tomorrow. Um, but I've got a little members only live show that I'm going to do directly after this show. So I'm going to end it here. And then for those members that'd like to stay, we'll do a show here starting in about 10 minutes. Janice's sister said Uber driver was a trusted Uber driver, maybe meaning someone they called him direct. Huh. Emma says, I'm not disputing anyone's terminology, but law enforcement did issue an update explicitly saying it wasn't an Uber. Yeah, I thought I saw something too, Emma, but let's not get hung over on that. Well, I'll figure it out, and we'll do another show tomorrow, diving deeper on the latest details, because there's just so much, and we only had an hour to kind of start from the beginning. So, but I appreciate everybody taking the time to tune in, and we will also go live tomorrow and dive into this a little bit deeper. Give me some more time to research some more, because like I said, I've been covering the Delphi case, and so this is all kind of new to me. So Paul K, oh, did I miss a super chat? I did. I'm sorry, Paul. Let me grab that real quick. Yeah, so many possibilities, mind-boggling. Perp may have been waiting in place. Yeah. Yeah, so many options, possibilities for sure. Thank you so much, Paul K, for the $5 and the support. And like I said, we will definitely. Um, is it 300 miles north? Oh, is Moscow towards the top of Idaho? Interesting. Yeah, it's still only about like 6 hours though, because I could probably get to. I don't know. I'd have to look at it, but interesting. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And like I said, members only live coming up in 5 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and play the outro. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the donations, and thank you so much, mods, for all your hard work. And we will be back tomorrow to cover some more. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you guys so much for spending the time to watch my channel. You guys are awesome.